Step 2, picking your debt-free strategy. Now, we created this 3-step process to simplify everything. And there's going to be people who watch the videos that already kind of go through this naturally, and it's something that could be easy. But if you're in a situation where you're maxed out and you're not feeling, understanding how to actually go through the process of paying off your debt, this 3-step process will help you tremendously. You've already watched that first video on how to understand your monthly cash flow and determine how much you can actually afford to pay towards your debt. Now we're in step 2, which is picking your debt-free strategy. Now, everyone's situation is specific to them. So I'm just going to go over a handful of debt-free strategies. For someone who has a tremendous amount of money left over and they have decent credit and they haven't been behind on any of their debts, we're going to look at something like a personal loan, unsecured personal loan with the bank. What that will do is actually pay off all their debt. It'll replace those minimum payments now with a fixed payment. Hopefully it'll be lower. If not, it'll be a fixed rate, fixed payment, fixed term, meaning if you're in a situation where you're just making minimum payments towards the debt, you really don't know when you actually will be able to pay it off. With an unsecured personal loan, you'll be able to understand, okay, by making this payment for the next 60 months, I'll be able to pay off my debts. So it gives you that fixed rate, fixed term, fixed payments. If you're in a situation where you don't have very much money left over after you're doing your monthly cash flow analysis, you're going to look at options. Maybe you're in a financial hardship and you need debt management or debt settlement. With both those programs, debt management, what they do is they put all the debts into one and consolidate everything with an interest rate. Now, the payment, there's no real payment relief with debt management, but it does give you that fixed term. It does give you the fixed interest rate. And you know, by making this payment for the next 60 months, I'll be out of the debt. You won't be able to use your credit while you're in that process, but again, the main focus of this is to get out of the debt, right? Debt settlement is made for someone who's going through a financial hardship. It's a strategy that you can use with your creditors where you, put the leverage back on your side of things, where you're actually able to go to the creditor and negotiate settlements for less than what you currently owe to pay off that debt in a quick manner of time. All of these options, all of these debt-free strategies are focused on one thing, the end goal of getting you out of the debt so you can actually live off your income again. That was very important in that step 1 of understanding what and how much money you have left over before you start paying off these unsecured debts, because then you know once these debts are paid off, that's the amount of money that you'll have every single month to put towards savings and to put towards investing in the future, right? Other debt-free strategies that are out there, things that you could do on your own, is the debt snowball method. That's where you list all your debts from highest to lowest, and you just attack the lowest ones by making, and then while you're making minimum payments on the rest of your debt. So, for instance, let's say you had 5 creditors. The lowest creditor, let's say you owe $700. So the 4 creditors that are above the lowest one, you make minimum payments on. And the lowest one, you put the additional amount of money you have left over on a monthly basis towards that bottom debt until it's paid off, and then you just keep creeping up until you pay them all. You have the debt avalanche method where you list those same 5 debts, if you want to do it this way, from the lowest interest rate to the highest interest rate, and then you attack the highest interest rate one while making minimum payments on the other 4 until you actually move up the ladder on that also. So there are debt-free strategies that are out there. If you're a homeowner, you have the ability of refinancing if you do qualify for that. So there's a handful of these debt-free strategies. Understanding them and finding out which one you can be consistent with and stay consistent with is the key to paying off your debt. Self-awareness. So now that you watch this, step 2, I'm going to get another video out to you. Step 3, which is once you actually pick the debt-free strategy, is actually staying with it and understanding and how to pay it. So hope you guys have a good day. I'll get step 3 out to you very shortly.